All right, so we're posting this. This is going to be on boundaries and what do they feel like. Okay, so when we're talking about boundaries, we're talking about setting what we do and do not allow into our lives. Okay, a lot of people would think this would be being mean, or this would be something that we do as a punishment to other people. It isn't. Setting boundaries is merely the act of self-love, and it's self-love in a way that we can expand ourselves, we can keep growing. All right. So I've got a few examples here of setting boundaries. This is going to be a shorter video, so please guys, let me know what you think. And if this helps you, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. But moving on to the actual part, let's look. So I have these on my phone and I'm just going to be reading them off. It's not my job to fix others. Okay, it isn't. Our job is to fix ourselves, and we come first. Okay, like I've said in other things, and like many people have taught me before, we cannot help other people unless we've helped ourselves. And then if we want, we can help other people, but that's if they want the help. That's if they are actually caring. That's if they actually deserve to have the help that you're offering them. We do not offer needlessly, and it is not our job to fix anything or anyone except for ourselves, and to focus on us and to understand that, okay? Unless we're a parent and we have a child, then we help them with their stuff. You know, that's unconditional. But especially if we're someone who we're not in that role as a parent, we need to focus on helping ourselves first so that we can help other people. And even if you are a parent, you know what? Help yourself so that you can help the little ones, because it all comes around. That circle of love, it starts with us, it goes into others, it comes back to us, and it's just kind of a circle, and we just keep it going, okay? So we have this one. All right, so it's okay if others get angry. It is, because anger is not the worst thing that can happen. It sucks and it's not comfortable to experience coming from other people, but it's okay if they get angry because that's them. That doesn't reflect on you. When it comes to other people's emotions, we don't have any more control over their emotions than we do over another person's emotions. It's something where we focus on ourselves and we focus on us first. If other people get angry about our journey of self-love, self-exploration, and setting boundaries, that's them. That's not you. Okay? Huge thing to realize. And a lot of us have these people in our lives that are narcissistic, or that feel like it has to be done a certain way, and they feel like setting boundaries is mean and blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's great. They can have their opinion, but you also have the ability to grow. And you don't have to listen to anyone else's opinion on that. You can just listen to yourselves, your own opinion. And if other people get upset, well, that's them. All right? It just reveals their true colors. All right, so this one's very important. It is okay to say no. All right, so simply saying it like this: if someone invites me someplace and they want to, they invite me someplace and I say no, I don't want to do that, I don't want to go, and they move on. Okay, it's not that I'm saying no, I hate you, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying no, I don't want to go. Or maybe I'm busy, or maybe I just want to say no and I don't want to have to explain myself, because I shouldn't have to explain myself. I should just be able to say no. The person's like, okay, cool, and they move on. But that's a hard thing to get down when it comes to setting boundaries. The word no is a huge thing to do, whether you're dealing with people or spirits. The word no is something that actually sets you free. You would think yes would do that, but when we say yes to too many things, we obligate ourselves, and when we keep obligating ourselves over and over, we lose that sense of boundary. And then people are like, well, I can walk all over this person because they're just a doorstop for me to step on, or a doormat for me to step on. Nobody steps on doorstops. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but that's what I'm saying right there, okay? So it is not my job to take responsibility for others. Okay, so that being said, I have my life lessons. You guys have your life lessons, right? It's not your job to deal with my life lessons. Your job is to deal with your life lessons. If you want to help, that's one thing. But again, that comes from a place of like, I want to help you because you seem like you want help. You seem like you're needing help. And if someone looks at you directly and says, please help me, I'm having trouble with this, and you know that they will use that help generously, and it's not about getting anything in return from that person that you're helping, but it's about them appreciating you helping them. If you're helping someone and they don't appreciate it and they don't treat you well, then you got to stop doing that. Setting the boundaries of no and saying why you're doing it If the situation calls for it, you can explain it, but ultimately you have to take care of yourself, and that's what we're dealing with here, okay? This is a huge one. Okay, this is one that I'm still dealing with, the one that I'm trying to understand the most. You do not have to anticipate the needs of other people, okay? So that means that we're not looking at constantly being like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? You know, constantly being like, okay, I hope you're fine. I hope you're fine. I hope you're fine. Fine. We don't have to do that. We don't have to anticipate shit, okay? We can literally just live our own lives, be in the present moment. When we anticipate, we're putting our consciousness in the future, and we're putting our consciousness in dire need of the future, and we're making it so that we can't focus on the now. And when we do that, it makes it so that we're not in the now. We're not experiencing the energy. We're not experiencing the memories that we will have, tomorrow. We need to be in the now. We need to live in the now, and anticipating the needs of others. It never goes exactly as it's planned. Things always change, and then there's always kind of a guilt. There's always sort of this way of like, I should have known that. I should have been able to perceive that. I should have, and we get kind of manic, and we get kind of obsessive with that. So we do not need to anticipate the needs of others. Again, I'm still dealing with this. I think a lot of other people are still dealing with this, but it's something that even small steps towards making a boundary are really, really big, because it makes you feel more like you. It makes things more purposeful in your life, because you're saying what you will allow and what you won't allow into your life. Okay? And if you find yourself in a situation where you feel guilty or you feel obligated, check and see if it resonates with any of these things that I'm telling you. Check and see if it's like, does it make sense? Is it a request that seems completely like I shouldn't have to do this? Like, that's the kind of thing we start to find when we start to discover ourselves, when we start to unfold and we start to really understand who we are. We unlearn what we've learned, which is a huge thing. And then we start to learn the actual aspect of honesty, of being true to ourselves, being true to others, respect, love, appreciation, gratitude. These things come about when we set boundaries, when we understand what it is that we're doing and why we're doing it. Okay, setting boundaries is huge, because we're taking our energy and we're controlling it, and we're saying, okay, I can handle it this way, or I can handle it this way. So, okay, it is not my job to make others happy. Your only job is to make you happy, okay? Other people, they can go do what they want to do, all right? I wish them love, I wish them luck, but if they're in the way, if they're blocking that vibration of love and gratitude, that's them. It has nothing to do with you. If that person behind you, after you've ordered your coffee, if that person is angry, or they seem like they're angry at you, I can guarantee they're not. They're upset over something else that happened. If they're yelling in the store, if they're doing whatever, it's not at you. It's about something that happened in their life, and they're expressing it in the only way they know how, and that's to have an outburst. That's to let that out. That's to have other people know that they're in pain and they're hurting. But it's not on you to fix that. It's not on you to do anything with that. Emotion from other people, it's energy in motion. It's like a wave that comes over you. The only thing you have to do is kind of just stand there, sit there, let the wave hit you, cleanse yourself, do whatever you need to do, and then move on. Breathe and move on, because it's not for you. That's someone else letting out emotion. We feel it strongly because we're empathic, but then we let that into the ground. We move on with our lives. That way, it's not our issue. It's not our thing to deal with. We as empaths absorb emotion. We don't need to absorb emotion, guys. That's what setting boundaries does. It makes it so an empath's life is infinitely easier. Trust me on this, okay? Okay, nobody has to agree with me. All right, that is absolutely true. Nobody has to agree with you. Nobody has to agree with me. You know, this video right here, I'm making it because I feel like it's helpful. But someone out there may not find it that it's helpful. And you know what? That's them. They can do that. The ultimate thing that you have to do is do right by you. And if you feel like you're doing right by yourself, which again, we set boundaries, we start to understand ourselves better, then you can start to feel like you could do right with other people, because the message is honest and you're just trying to help people. And that's what I'm about. I just want to help people. Okay, I'm not telling you to do anything bad, in my opinion, with how I'm doing this. But if it doesn't feel like it's right or it resonates with you, please feel free to click away from the channel. Feel free to do what you want to do, okay? Because I'm not there to rule over you. I'm not there to do anything like that. I just feel like this would be something good to talk about, and I'm going from there, all right? And do I have all of these down? Hell no. Hell to the no. Am I learning? Hell to the yes, all right? So I'm trying, but by no means am I perfect or do I have it all figured out? I'm just sort of relaying information that I've learned and that I'm experiencing and I'm having some success with. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing here. All right. So this one's huge too. I have a right to my own feelings. Okay, so you do have a right to your own feelings. Sometimes growing up in a situation where we feel like we can't express ourselves or how we feel, that makes it so it's hard for us to express ourselves later on in life. Okay, so we're talking about being in a situation growing up where, for men, for example, okay, I had to crack my neck. But for men, for example, we're focusing on not being able to cry, okay, because that's viewed as weak. Not being able to express basically any emotion besides that kind of dopey happiness. You're like, weird and shit. But when we're focusing on just happiness and that we always want to feel happy and that we will go crazy if we don't feel happy, and when we do that, we're making it so that other emotions seem bad in comparison to happiness, and they don't. It's a different wavelength. It's a different expression, okay? Just like the muscles are different when you frown or when you smile, it's the same thing. It's just a different expression. It's a different way of viewing things, okay? So to me, being able to cry, let things out, that's a huge deal. But for a long time, I couldn't do that. For a long time, it was hard for me to let out the tears because I felt like, number one, I'm being judged, even if no one was in the room, which is crazy. But it was my journey, right? And it's not crazy, but in my mind, I felt like I was crazy for crying. I felt like I was doing something wrong by letting emotion out, by crying, by, doing that. And you're not. There's absolutely nothing wrong with crying. It actually helps you so much. Like, to have a good cry, to let things out, that is huge. And you'll feel so much better because you're starting to understand yourself. You're starting to love yourself. The reason I feel like that we cry is we're building up that energy, we're releasing it, and then we're allowing love to come into us, and we're allowing that to express itself, right? Because that's healing. That's what the tears do, is it heals us, it helps us, it purifies us, all right? So we absolutely have a right to our own feelings, and women as well as men, we have this thing where it's like we can't express anything if it's quote unquote bad, right? Society honors happiness, but they dishonor anything else. And if you're having a bad day, people look at you like, oh shit, I'm going to stay away from you because you're having a bad day and you're negative and you're draining and you're this. No, to be human, to be aware consciously of ourselves, it means that we deal with our emotions and we understand that it's okay to have them. Okay? It doesn't matter what the emotion is, if it's anger, sadness, fear, whatever it happens to be, we need to express it, we need to understand it, and we need to go from there, and we have a right to feel the way we feel. If anyone tells you that you don't, know that you do, okay? I want you guys to be stubborn with that. You have the right to feel a certain way about something. You have that basic desire to express yourself as a human, and no one can invalidate that experience for you as long as you're setting these boundaries, as long as we're focusing on this. So that's what I wanted to focus on, you guys. I thought it was going to be a bit of a shorter video. It's a bit of a longer video, but please let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of this. If you guys have dealt with anything like this, please let me know. And like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And I'm thinking of doing a lot more of these videos. I just want to keep doing it. I want to keep cranking them out because building up this spiritual sense of self, these sense of boundaries, learning about narcissism, learning about all of these different things that are going on in our lives, I feel like will empower us and will help us to move forward. Okay, all right. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Take care, and I will talk to you later.